Hey guys, Billy Epperhart here, and I had the question on, can you tell us, in your opinion, what are like the top 10 business books or books for business and books for investing? So I'm holding my book here, Money Mastery, that we've had out now for about a year and a half. You can find that on Amazon or a lot of the bookstores have it. But what I want to do is talk about some other books besides my book. And so people ask me the questions, and so I've kind of written them down. I have a bibliography actually in my book that has the majority of these books in it. I believe the number one business book that's ever been written is the book called The EMyth Revisited by Michael Gerber. That is a tremendous book that really teaches you about business systems, but also makes you think about how you should position yourself in your business. And so he talks about in there the entrepreneur, he talks about the technician, and then he talks about what I call the doer in that actual book, which is really the technician. And then he talks about the entrepreneur, then the manager. So it's a great book called The EMyth Revisited by Michael Gerber. And then the second book that we have here is one that I use to actually teach in our business school, and it's called The Business Model Generation Canvas. And it's by two gentlemen over in the Norwegian nations, Alexander Osterwalder, and I believe it's Yves Pignor, that have written the book. But it's a great book called The Business Model Generation Canvas, and it's on how to think about your business on one page. So it has 9 boxes you fill in. They all connect. It's a powerful tool. If you've never heard of it, it's called The Business Model Generation Canvas. And then the third book that I have here that I want to share with you out of the bibliography is the classic, which is now a classic, called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is by Robert Kiyosaki. And then I like the second book that came, one of the books that came out of that. It's called Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. Now there's quite a few of those books, but I'm giving you the two that I thought have the greatest impact on me and will help you. One is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's the one that's the most well known. And then the second one is called Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. And those are both good books. And Kiyosaki really talks in those books about how to properly think about money and how to position yourself personally to build wealth. Then two of the old classics that I highly recommend. One is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And that's one of the classics that have been written many, many years ago. And let me tell you, it's still a great book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And then number 6 is The Richest Man in Babylon. And that has been a classic. It's written more in a parable type form. It's very easy to read, but it's got great lessons, 1, 2, 3, 4, that you can learn from. And it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's written by George Clayson. And so you can see that. And then the 7th book that I'll share with you here in the video, and this is a real estate book. I had to, for those of you who know me, those that don't, I like to teach on real estate. So I had to get one real estate book in here. It's called Value Investing in Real Estate by Gary W. Eldred. E-L-D-R-E-D, Eldred. So Value Investing in Real Estate. And I really like that book because he wrote it several years ago, but I like it. It's still out there. You can find it because he really teaches you how to value real estate. So that's a great book. In fact, I was just looking at the bibliography in the back here of Money Mastery, and I probably have at least, I'm just guessing, but I think I got close to 100 books in the bibliography just on real estate. So there's quite a few back here. And then when we go a little further, I really believe in social impact investing, and I really believe in making sense of making money for making a difference. And one of my favorite books on that whole subject, if you like to study this, it's called Dead Aid. Dead, like being dead. Aid, A-I-D. And it's Why Aid is Not Working and How There's a Better Way. Actually written by an African lady from Africa whose name is Dambisa Mo. I guess that'd be true, African lady from Africa. But she's an African lady from Africa. She actually was raised in Africa. And it's Why Aid is Not Working and How There's a Better Way for Africa is the title of the book. Dead Aid, Why Aid is Not Working and How There's a Better Way for Africa by Dambisa Moyo, M-O-Y-O. That's a great book on what we call social impact investing, helping make a difference in other people's lives. And then one that's a fun read, it's called Jesse Livermore, The World's Greatest Stock Trader. That's a great fun read. It's a true story. and it's fun to read and easy to read. And then the last one that I have is a tad more technical. It's called Trading in the Shadow of Smart Money. And it's a stock market book. It's about investing in the market and around the market. And it's not a highly technical book like how to, but it kind of gives you insight into how the stock market works. And it's by Gavin Holmes. So those are the top 10 books here I'm giving you. And that'll just help you take a minute to write those down. If you haven't read any of them, get started. I promise you those 10 books can change your life. Hey, this is Billy Applehart. Thanks for watching. I'll see you right back here. Bye-bye.